On this episode, episode 2 of Mortgage Vocabulary, we're going to talk earnest money. So when you go under contract, the first thing we do is collect the earnest money from you. And a lot of people have many questions about what is earnest money. So can you explain kind of what earnest money is?
Sure. So earnest money, or sometimes referred to as EMD for earnest money deposit, that is money, a small deposit that the buyer pays to the seller that basically shows good faith in the buyer completing the transaction to purchase the home.
So once we get to closing, what happens with that earnest money?
So if the financing falls through for some reason, the buyer at that point would be able to keep the earnest money deposit.
Okay, and then also if the buyer chooses to back out of the contract, then for no other reason, there's no financial struggle or anything like that. They just choose that they no longer want this house. They've gotten cold feet. At that point, the money would be retained by the seller, and that's going to reimburse them for their time off market, so that they have, a little skin in the game, that the seller knows that you are a solid buyer and that you're willing to give that earnest money, because you may lose it if you decide not to move forward. I will also touch on the fact that earnest money can make your contract stronger. So if you are in a competing market and you're trying to figure out what can I do to make this contract stand out, a larger earnest money deposit will make your contract stand out above anybody else's, because you're giving them more of a risk. Like, I'm going to put more skin in the game. Like, if this doesn't happen, I may lose this, say, $2,000 versus $500. And you're willing to put that on the line because you want this house. So earnest money plays a lot into the contract. But if you have any specific questions about the earnest money, or how it plays into the finances and all that, just reach out to us and we will get your questions answered.